Did you feel like when you were growing up, did you just like ever wander around and find yourself in those situations?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was also just like getting myself places. Like I had in elementary school, so really, really little, like 4th and 5th grade, I had to walk to school. And I had to walk from Soho to the West Village to Christopher Street, like across 7th Avenue, like big walks for a little kid.
Yeah.
And this was like, you know, 90s where there would still be like condoms in the gutter and stuff. And like as a kid, you're like, what are all these disgusting balloons? Like I don't know what these are. I know they're gross. But it's like stuff like that and the gay pride parade that would happen. And like I'd always watch it on TV or be there in person and be like, there's my school. All these like people on parade floats and like dressed so fancily are like right there.
So cool.
And like, yeah, it's, I mean, one big thing growing up downtown about like kind of walking around and being on your own for the first time and discovering new things was like going to Kim's Video, like near where St. Mark's Place was. And usually we'd like have the okay to hit the Blockbuster on Broadway, and that was where everybody was on Friday nights, and we'd go take the trek to Blockbuster, and then if they didn't have the movie we want and we all got permission, we could go all the way to Kim's Video over on like Avenue C or whatever it was. And it was like, that was a freaky walk as a kid to go through on a Friday night through St. Mark's Place to Kim's Video was just like, so much is happening. I don't even understand what I'm seeing, but I know it's exciting.
Yeah.
And like none of these people's hair are normally those colors. And what's wrong with everyone's face? Because like everyone was so pierced. And it was just like, I was aware of it, and I always kind of, even as a kid, felt the sense of pride of like, yeah, downtown, look at you being weird, right? And it's just like, that's still the case, like when I visit like St. Mark's Place or something, and I see like Ian's where I eventually would cut class and get something pierced. It's like, this is such a part of the city that you can be whatever and whoever you want downtown.
Yeah.
But if you walk around like that in Midtown, where my usual office is in these corporate grids, it's like you really stick out like a sore thumb. But then you see a guy in a suit on like Avenue D, and it's like, what's this narc doing here?
Totally. Did you, you said you got piercings on St. Mark's?
Yeah. I mean, as you do.
Yeah, that's where I got this.
Yeah, I got my tongue pierced there. No, I got my tongue pierced on 6th Avenue. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not anymore.
Was that your first, like?
No. Oh my God, that would be diving in with both feet. I used to have, I did a lot of these myself, but I had my cartilage done on St. Mark's at whatever tattoo and at Ian's. I had my lip pierced at whatever tattoo, which I kept a secret from my mom until I literally got accepted to college. And then she found out it wasn't fake because I tricked her. I kept a fake one on, and she'd be like, show me it's fake every now and then. It's like, it is. And then college orientation, she came with me and she's like, take it out. I'm like, I can't. Sorry, I'm in college now. And I just had a lip ring and a tongue ring that she still hadn't known about.
Did she ever find out about that?
I don't know how she would have, but at that point it's really out of her hands. I think she knew I had one eventually, but yeah, that was uncomfortable.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
We were talking about fake IDs earlier today. Did you have a fake ID?
Of course.
Oh, great
Could you tell us about your first? Do you recall getting your first?
Sure, yeah. So you get fake IDs, or you did at the time in the Diamond District. And I knew someone who knew someone, and we went there like in the middle of the day, in an afternoon. I forget if it was like a half day or something, or if we cut. But you go in and they take your photo, but then they put it on an ID of like a made up person from a different state. And I think I made up a name because it was like, ooh, made up name. I don't know, because I didn't want my name on a fake ID, you know, if it was found. So I forget my last name, but I think my first name was like Cadence, because I really liked how cool it sounded at the time. And yeah, I used that to go out. Like I would use it to go to Misshapes nightclub. I went to the Limelight and saw the New York Dolls, like when it was still going. Like it was, I went to CBGB's, like it was a necessity for me. Also, like in high school, I was dating someone like a little bit older, and I wanted to like go out with them. So like I needed this too as like a passport for dating. But yeah, it was really, I loved it, and I never like took it too far or like was trying to like aspire to be in any of these like really elite nightclubs. It was just like, where can we like drink PBRs till 4 a.m. and then walk home and then go to class. Like, so yeah, I loved having a fake ID. It did get taken away at one point, and then it was like, okay. And then I remember being 21 and getting my ID, and it's like, now I can go anywhere, and it's like, do I want to though? Like, it's so exhausting. Like, I'm never using that ID for that now, especially now.
Yeah. I remember going into a bar that I had been going into for 3 years with my fake ID for my 21st birthday.
Exactly. The beer garden's like that for me in Queens right now where I
Yeah.
live, because I would always be there underage, and
Yeah.
now like I'll still get carded, and it's like, oh man, like, okay, here it is, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something funny about, but like, do you remember handing the fake, like, were you always nervous?
A little bit. I was pretty cocky when I was
Okay.
younger, and I was always very tall, which really helped. Also, like the piercings and the purple hair,
That probably
like helped me
helped,
too. But I'd say it's all attitude. Like if you hand it to them, like don't even waste my time with asking me questions about this. It's like sometimes you just get in.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the group that you're with and like everyone's attitude as you approach the door. But with the ID
Right.
itself, it's like the doorman just wants to take a look at something so his boss sees, and it's
So
like,
it
yeah,
looks
okay, go
like-
ahead.
yeah.
If you have ID, you have ID.
Right.
You know, he's checking ID. There's an understanding.
I
Or
think
there was.
that might be something that New Yorkers have a leg up on other people, or even people in cities in general, which is the concept that anybody that's in a position of nominal authority is really just looking to get through their day. They don't really
job.
care,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had such a respect for authority growing up. I thought like, well, they're doing their job and they're going to defend that, that whatever they're, and it's
They
like,
don't
no,
care.
nobody cares.
Especially if you're a girl and you're
Yeah.
like, I want to go to this club. It's like, okay, like
Yeah.
go ahead. If that's who we want in the club, go in.
Right.
Like, who cares how old you are? Not
Yeah.
okay, but like, it was fun.
No, but that's how it is. That's how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, a group of 3 girls and maybe 1 guy, and that's how we'd all get there. Is like we'd have to have enough girl friends to take our guy friends.
Do you remember what state it was from?
I want to say Arizona. I'm not
Oh.
sure. It definitely was nowhere I'd ever been.
Yeah.
Far enough away, exotic enough.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
Started
never,
with an A.
Did you ever get hassled? So one time I was not allowed in because I had one from Canada, and the bouncer started asking me questions about Canada. And I
Right,
was
because
like,
no one's from Canada.
like he was like, "What's the grocery store in your town?"
Was he Canadian?
I don't know. He didn't let me in. I didn't really
That's
get to talk to him.
weird.
Did anyone ever ask you like?
So weirdly, because I've never had a driver's license, when I even was of age, I had a passport card. And that's the card that you get with your passport as a state and federal ID in the card itself. And you can use it to travel to Mexico and Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Just plug for passport cards if you don't have a driver's license. So, but it like looks really weird. It's like got this weird holographic flag on it. Like it's very extra, and it doesn't look like any existing ID, let alone a New York State ID. So I've handed this accurate federal ID to bouncers before, and they're like, what is this? And I'm like, it's a passport card. And they're like, I've never seen this before. And it's like, I know, but it's federal. Can you check the back? And like
Yeah.
some won't let me into play.
Really?
Well, not anymore, but when I first got it when I was
Right,
21
when
or
you were a little
22,
younger.
it was like no one had them because they were new. But it's like, that's not even state, man. Like, that's the federal government.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, quit hassling me. If all my friends are like 25, why would they be trying to hang out with a 19-year-old?
That's like
just-
has this weird,
Right,
like,
like-
shitty fake ID.
So like the real ones have been hassled, but I mean, I'm sure that I was turned away from certain places, but then because you're in New York, it's just like, okay, what's this night gonna be now?
yeah, I'm like, well, let's go over there.
Let's
or
get some
something.
40s and ride the A train all night. Like, whatever.
We're going to Far Rockaway. Let's
We're
do
going to
this.
Forest Hills. Like, I spent time in Forest Hills. I don't know why it was so far away.